Hello, this is Pixie doing another video. How are you? Hope you're doing alright. A couple of things really. I think the crypto stuff's gone bear market. It seems to be very low, everything. So something's happened that's triggered a few changes, a few sellouts. But so I guess they advise people just to sort of hang in there. But I was watching the money shrink down. I'm trying to anticipate things that are going up, stocks. So I keep switching stocks to things that are like 1%, hoping they bounce up. When they bounce up, and then so that's probably the best thing. Focus on focus on the small things that look like they're trending up. I mean, all it's got to do is go up by 10%, and it's 10% of your money you've increased, you know. Otherwise, it just keeps on sinking down, and then I'll probably shove it in a stable coin if it gets to a certain point, because it just keeps on dropping. It's a bit annoying, because all you want to see is something go up and stuff. But you have to be patient, because if you keep switching around, boom. Anyway, that's crypto. On another subject, I think this Israeli-Palestine thing's kicking off. Well, it's been going on for a bit. You know, it happens around Ramadan, and I don't think the Palestinians would, you know, or Hamas, if they're the problem, would want to start a war on a holy month. They might think that Allah's on their side if that's what they wanted. I don't think they want trouble, because they're outnumbered. I mean, basically, if you're stoking a bee's nest and you've got only a stick and you're poking at it, you know that you're more likely to get stung. So I don't think they're that daft, because they're at a disadvantage. I mean, any time you attack an enemy, if you're sure you're going to win, I mean, you'd think so. I think it's more likely someone just sort of cause a bit of trouble, because there's a land grab that's constantly pushing from land and territory. Some of the targets are I mean, basically use propaganda and say, oh well, there's probably terrorists there of some sort. Yeah, but the reality is it doesn't matter, because they're just going to keep pushing forward. It's like an agenda, but it's tolerated because it's kind of seen as a kind of military ally. But there's also kind of the cabal influences there. I mean, whoever's doing all these attacks and stuff, they're not really Jews. You know, they're basically they're the wolves in sheep's clothing. So they to increase the population of Jews into the state is just simply to use them as a wall, as like a front, really. And also prove needs. So it's like, oh yeah, we're overpopulated, that's why we needed more territory. But they're very racist. They won't want black Hebrews there, or, you know, if they call themselves Jews, they don't like that. It may be because maybe they put question on their own heritage, or that they're actually some Nazi influences in there. And I'm not saying they are Nazis. I mean, it's Zionistic influences. People have to understand that with Nazism, it's more like a philosophical beliefs about your superiority, and then some of the tactics to achieving that, and some of these propaganda tools and things, they are in there. And who knows, maybe after the World War II, it did become if you could hide your identity, it could be a retirement haven for somebody who's a Nazi, and they can basically play both sides. They can say, oh well, it's terrible what you've done to us, that's why we need to take as much territory as we can, get our money's worth for it, because we are obviously God's children. It's all this stuff, but at the end of the day, it doesn't do any good, and it could even go further as sort of the Anunnaki type influences as well, further back. As crazy as that sounds, but if it was tribal cultures and there was, say, a star being that was a part of their leading, or maybe did a genetic refinement, as the kind of like the Bible, it's a bit divided up. Let's go in there. It's a bit divided up into like the Lord, Yahweh, Jehoshaphat, you know, all these sorts of, and that's why they see Jesus as a god, because he is, if your terminologies like star god type things goes into play. So we just have to see, but it's just one of the sad realities. Let's just be signing off. Have a great one, and speak to you soon. Bye.